What up, squad? Mr. Herr here on this review day. There's so many review pages in our book, starting on page 95, going all the way up to page 101. I'm going to kick the key to all that. So, in fact, you actually already have access to it through your Schoology folders. But here's the thing. I'm going to jump to page 100 just to go over some things that we haven't seen for a little while. Okay. All this is quote unquote fair game for the test. I'll tell you flat out, there's not a ton of sections where you just have to identify side, angle, side. You get the idea. But you definitely want to have this in your wheelhouse. How many times have we done the fact that, oh, right here, that's reflexive, so this is side. Okay, right here, this is a newer one, and I know it's always tricky when I'm not around, so I do apologize. But right here, right triangles, check, congruent legs, congruent hypotenuse, so this is good because of hypotenuse leg, okay? Just remember some things like angle side, that's not possible. Don't call me a donkey, kid. Angle side's not a thing, right? Likewise, not a thing. Ooh, look at this. It's triple A. Triple A is not a thing, so this is not possible. I'm not going to go over a whole lot more of these because, again, kicking the key, please check the key. A lot of things, though, that are on the test are, algebra type problems like this. And I always hated it when the teacher did the quote unquote easy ones. So you know me, we're going to do this thing. Like, look here at 12. We're told that this is an isosceles triangle. That means that our base angles have to be the same. So right away, I know y is 46. We talked about this Thursday last week before I left, that if you have an isosceles and you have an angle bisector, not only does it split our angle at half, it's a perpendicular bisector of our other side. Perpendicular means that x must be 90. Then do a little bit of math. 46 plus 90 plus z must equal 180. Why? Because that's a right triangle right there, so that's 44 degrees. Again, I'm going to kick all this. Hey, isosceles triangle down here. We know that because the sides are congruent. That means our base angles have to be congruent as well. Okay. A little bit of quick math. I trust you can do that. You're going to realize really quickly that x is 3. You plug it back in and you realize, hey, 19 there, 19 there. If you don't get the exact same thing, you're in trouble. While we're at it, you could say, hey, 19 plus 19 is 38. 180 minus 38. Next thing you know, you realize that's 142 degrees. Doesn't look like it, but trust the math. 15, congruent base angles. Guess what? That means this is isosceles. Therefore, 2x minus 6 must equal x plus 9. You don't need to be a math teacher. X is 15. You plug it back in. Hey, sure enough, this is 24 here, 24 there. Go team, right? Probably 16 yet, and then I'll jump to a proof or two. 4x, 2x plus 20, and y. We have to start with our x's. Base angles must be congruent of a triangle, or excuse me, an isosceles triangle. So 4x plus equals 2x plus 20. A little bit of math. X is 10. Check. So that means this is 40, this is 40. If that's 40, straight line, 180 minus 40, y is 140. Okay? Boom shakalaka. I really want to be smart with the proofs that we do together. Yes, I'll show you the keys for all of them, but I really want to be smart about which ones we do together. So I'm jumping back here to page 97, all right? There's a reason, if you catch my drift. We're told here angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, and then what we want to, and that WX is congruent to XY, all right? There's a lot going on in this one. Pardon me while I flip this so it doesn't, okay? Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. WX is congruent to ZY. So I'm going to throw in my congruencies there, and WX right there, ZY right there. Ooh, hey, if 1 and 2 are congruent, which they are, we're given that. Those are base angles, folks. That means that PW must be congruent to PZ because the converse of the isosceles triangle theorem. We did that last week, specifically on Thursday, right? So right here, double tick, right there, double tick. Look at what we have. Side, angle, side. Oh, snap. So specifically, that means triangle PWX is congruent to triangle PZY. Don't forget the triangle, old man. Check, check, check. And then, four-stepper, that means PX is congruent to PY. Why? Because of CPCTC. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That means snap right here, five-stepper, and we're done. Because that inner triangle, shade, 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 see that inner triangle? That's isosceles. That means snap, literally, angle 3 must be congruent to angle 4 because of the isosceles triangle theorem. I like that one because that wraps up a lot of our newer stuff, right? We're pretty good there. I'm watching the clock tick tock, but I also would like to sneak one more in if possible. Check. Okay. Down here, I'm on page 98. RO is perpendicular to MP. That's given. And MO is congruent to OP. All that's given. Okay. The moment I see, oh, good to go, good to go. The moment I see that, I'm tempted, RO is perpendicular to MP, by the way. I'm tempted to think this is going to be hypotenuse leg. But then when we start working with this, we're going to realize it's not. Because RO is congruent to itself. That's reflexive. So unfortunately, I don't have the hypotenuse. Snap. So what do I have to prove? I have to do a few more steps here. I have to state that angle ROM and angle ROP are right. And that's the definition of perpendicular. 2 to go, kiddos. Training wheels. That means ROM is congruent to ROP. Yep, because of the right angle theorem. It's a right. Whoop, whoop. Side angle side. Check. Triangle MRO is congruent to triangle PRO. Okay. So obviously, I know that's not all the review problems, duh, but I'm going to kick the key. Be willing to ask, be willing to talk to Mr. Gwynn in second period and Mr. Martin in fourth period. They'll both show up to do a little celebrity help out. All right? Have a great day. Good luck. Test is tomorrow. You kids are going to crush it. BT dub, the test is 13 problems. Yeah, 8 algebra problems and 5 proofs. All right, you can do this. I have faith in you. You're rock stars. Deuces.